Welcome home to USA Global TV and Radio, a place where dreams take flight, with authentic storytelling, diverse perspectives and meaningful conversations, where global stories unite and bridges are built beyond all borders. Discover world-class education, entertainment, hope and inspiration. Together, we're building bridges worldwide. Subscribe to our channel, USA Global TV. Download our app, USA Global TV. Be our guest or join our team. Visit usaglobaltv.com. Thanks to our founder and executive producer, Dr. Jacqueline Kerbeck. Music score by Yeffy Tang from Cloud Road Music. Voiceover artist Mike Porter. Creative direction by Paul Garcia. USA Global TV and Radio. Your home for global connection. All rights reserved. This video and its contents are the exclusive property of USA Global TV and Radio. Unauthorized use, duplication or redistribution in any form is strictly prohibited.
USA Global TV and Radio proudly presents The Corner Bookstore, hosted by Red O'Loughlin. Step into a world where every story inspires. These pages come to life through the voices of authors from around the globe. Written by our global community of TV show hosts and best-selling authors, these works span genres, generations, and geographies, united by the power of storytelling. Discover your next favorite book and meet the minds behind the work. Thursdays, only on USA Global TV and Radio.
Howdy, y'all. Red O'Loughlin here. We're on the Corner Bookstore on the USA Global TV and Radio Network. When I'm not doing hosting duties on this worldwide network, one of the things I love to do is research. I research the human body at the cellular level, chemically speaking. I look for cause and effect relationships. Treat a cause, fix a problem, treat symptoms, and you'll always be treating symptoms. So that's what I write about. That's what I speak about. I've got several books on that. Kind of specialize primarily in the area of longevity and age-related diseases. So that's my side hustle, so to speak, when I'm not here on TV. But when I'm here on TV, I do 3 shows every Thursday. One of them is called The Corner Bookstore. That's the one we're starting with today. Immediately following this one is The Wise Ones. And then right after that, it's another one called Talking Heads. And on the Talking Heads today, I'm going to be talking about, well, how can you write a book in 7 days? And we're going to be going into a lot of detail. So got to take that taken care of on the front end. Now let's get to our honored guest today, Dr. Tamir Qadree. He is a mindset specialist. He is a consultant. He is an author. He is a writer. He is a number of things, a dean of dynamic results. He's got a double doctorate. He's I met him back about 2006, 7, 8, something like that. And we bumped into each other around the country in different places. But it's been a while since I've actually had a chance to sit down and have a chat with him. So today is that day. Dr. Qadree, please join me.
How are you today? Thank you for having me.
Exceptionally well, as always. Great smile there.
Thank
okay. You wrote a book a long time ago, Awakening the not the giant with it. That's Tony Robbins or somebody.
The Reclining Master Awaken.
Yes, that's it. And then you've kind of branched out into a lot of ebooks and audio and other things. You've just kind of gone wild in all different directions. So, and they all support your basic premise of self-growth, self-improvement, self-esteem, mindset mastery, all of those things that you've developed over time. Because I remember back when you were first starting out and you had, I think you had that book and you might have had a couple CDs at that time, but tell us a little bit about the history of Dr. Qadree, and how you got to where you are today.
Well, thanks for having me, Red. I really appreciate it. Well, it's very interesting you said that. Back when I met you around 2000, between 2006 2008, a couple years before that time, I actually wrote Reclining Master Awakening. But my first book was 1997, Clear Vision, Your Road to Riches. And that one was when I really, really started the writing process. I had met Dottie Walters. She wrote a great book called Speak and Grow Rich. She's one of the pioneers, the late, great Dottie Walters. She did the forward for The Treasury of Quotes by the late, great Jim Rohn, who's one of my mentors and who endorsed my first book. And that path, it's been a long path, a long story. But the first one came out in 97, Clear Vision. Then I went to a Jeffrey Combs event. I was inspired to write The Reclining Master Awaken 1 Minute to Healthy Esteem. And that's when I learned how important self-esteem was, how to value who you are. You are, value yourself. That's what that's all about. And then I met you around that time.
Yeah, we were there with a number of others that have been very well known in the national, international marketing arena. And it was kind of neat because I was at that point in time shifting from corporate world into my own entrepreneurial entry, and I run into experts like you and quite a few others. And I think you mentioned to me the other day on the phone that one of Jim Rohn's last events we were at, and then he passed away right after that event, not long. So
Yeah, at that event, that was Jim Rohn, who was my first celebrity endorser of my work. Jim Rohn and Dottie Walters, and there was Mark Victor Hansen, Soul Guy was there, Myron Golden was there. We all shared the stage, and we all had our products and services, offering what we're doing. I was the junior of that bunch, the junior of that bunch. I came right behind Myron and Jerry. So yeah, it was a very exciting time, and it brought back a lot of memories hearing your voice and hearing you mention that. We mentioned that. It brings back a lot of memories, brother. A lot of good, fond memories of self-help and self-development.
well, I remember when I first started out, I had Myron Golden and Jerry Clark, I think. I'm not positive. I think it was no, it was another person. I'll think of the site. Anyway, I was introduced to personal improvement. I had never had that from a personal perspective. It was always the company. This is what we want you to do for the company. Okay, become a better budgeter, a better this or that, whatever. And all of a sudden, it was turned inward on me, and I said, "Whoa!" And over I think the next 3.5 years, I was reading a book a week, and just gobbling down as much stuff as I could. And so, being in a position where I could, learn from you and others, it was just mind blowing. So I was absorbing as much as I possibly could at that time.
That's interesting, man. A lot of people do that. A lot of people don't understand. They've never heard of the self-help industry. They may have heard of it before, but it's one of those industries where it's like once you discover it, it's like, wow, it's a whole different world. Yes, it's about you. It's about the self. In fact, there's a saying in the Bible that says, love thy neighbor as thyself. Hint, hint, hint. Now, a lot of people don't really get what that means. What it's talking about, self-esteem. That's what it's talking about. That's what I believe. That's the core, the gist of who we are, what we are. Yeah, I love that in order for me to love you. I have to know something myself or have some wisdom myself to be able to impart that to you. Otherwise, people are just talking what they've been told in any field or anything.
Okay, self-esteem, that's a core need. How do you actually evaluate or assess your own self-esteem? Because a lot of them, we can't see that. So you could see me and tell me I have low self-esteem or I need to do this to improve it. But how does an individual assess themselves?
That's a very, very, very good question. Here's what I did. When I first, the funny thing about that is this. I had written a book, Clear Vision, Your Road to Riches, 2 years, no, 4 years prior to meeting Jeffrey Combs, 4 years prior to meeting Jeffrey Combs. I'd gotten my endorsement from Jim Rohn. He said some great things about me. And when I was told that, hey man, you have high self-confidence, but low self-esteem. I said, I knew what self-confidence was, but Red, guess what? I never understood or thought about the meaning of self-esteem. Seriously. I had developed a Harvard vocabulary. I studied some great vocabulary programs. like Verbal Advantage. I'm a reader and writer. I love words. I've been a wordsmith all my life. Yet I didn't know what self-esteem meant. When I looked that word up, when he first told me that, I was like humbled, but I was shocked. I was really kind of scared, scared. Yeah, inside, like, what is that? But I was so curious. I actually went home and I actually cried. What's self-esteem? When I looked the word self-esteem up, and this is the meaning that came to me through all the reading. It says how you feel about yourself, how you feel about you, not the things around you. See, self-confidence, as I took it, was what you can do. You're confident in what you can do. But how do you feel about yourself? So it came to me, self-esteem goes like this. Self-esteem reached the level of being, I am. What am I? To love yourself, not putting on airs, not caring about how other people think about you. How do you feel about yourself? If you feel good about yourself, you feel good about who you are in your flesh, what you have. You feel good about your mission in life, and you really love that. Then you're going to be on a rocket ship to success in whatever you're doing. Here's why: because once you have that self-esteem, you develop certain magnetism, a magnetism where you're confident. See, everybody wants self-esteem to love themselves, but everybody don't know it. So self-esteem is very, very important in your success and how you move about. Otherwise, you're chasing other people. You're trying to be like other people. You're fawning over other people instead of realizing the value in you. It's okay to learn from other people, but to fawn over other people, to worship other people, that's one of the biggest killers to your success because you don't know who you are. We want to know who you are. We don't see who you are. We're being deprived of greatness. And I mean that for everybody. It's not just a cliche.
So you started writing books back in the 90s and you continue on, but then you started shifting into ebooks and into audios and other things. What prompted that shift in the medium that you chose to provide awareness and education to the world?
Speed to the market. You get an ebook out there right away. You can get audio programs out there. Speed to the market and what the market demanded. The world began to change from 96 to 90 to 2005. Things are a lot different. First, we had to publish the hard books and pay the warehouses to store the books, 10,000 books or whatever. And they would, when you order the book, they would mail them out to them. Okay. It's much easier to write an ebook. It's much quicker, much more effective to write an ebook and get it out there. You don't have to worry about distribution, publishing companies accepting you or not. You can publish yourself, self-publishing. And so that just really, I saw that and like, wait a minute, I get my stuff out there without have to worry about cost or this and that. It's just it's the time we're living in. The time you can go get an ebook, you can go on Amazon, you can go somewhere else and download an ebook. You listen to great programs like this because of technology. It was more of a technologically advanced things, and it's well accepted. Audiobooks are acceptable, ebooks are acceptable. So I no longer ride around with a bunch of books in my car, a bunch of audios in my car. Now I do have hardcover books. I can take any book I wrote and convert it into a hardcover, but that's rarely necessary with the people I deal with.
Okay. The first book I read for self-improvement was Dr. Maxwell Maltz's Psycho-Cybernetics. I'm not sure if you've read that one or not, but it talks about our subconscious brain. And I actually wrote a book based on that because I learned so much about myself and about how I think and how I develop my potential and everything else. You became a mindset master. And so how did you realize that in order to change yourself, you need to change what's up here?
That's a very good question. See, you talk about reading books. Oh man, I've read so many books over a period of time between the time I met Jeffrey Combs in 2004. Between that time and 2007, I know I read over 1,500 books. I know I did. I'm not guessing. I lost count. Okay. So there was this hunger in me. All right. And I decided to devour everything I can devour. Okay. And so by reading, and then I began to realize, wait a minute. People are saying a lot of things. You're taking things from different people. How are you going to utilize it yourself? How are you going to take these theories? Because all writings are theories. I don't care if they're scriptural. I don't care if they're automotive books. I don't care if they're books on heart surgery. It doesn't matter. It's a theory. Everything is theory. until you put it into practice. It's just a theory. It's like being in a chemist class, a chemistry class in high school or college. The professor will give you the information or knowledge, but you have to go to the lab and test it out. You see? So when I discovered that, I began to realize that this mind thing, there's more to it. See, everything evolves around your mind, your thoughts, your things. And you hear these things all the time, but most people are just saying that. They really don't understand that. Your thoughts actually mold your world. All of us. It's like the thing one of my favorite topics is habit. Habit. Well, habits are thoughts. Habits are mental diehards. They're thoughts that you've been thinking. Habits come from belief that you've been given from other people, i.e., your parents, or well-meaning relatives, people in your environment. But they're thoughts they give you, and we take them and we utilize those thoughts. We act on those thoughts. They become habit. It's like brushing your teeth in the morning. You don't have to think about it. You're gonna brush your teeth in the morning. You don't even think about it. Okay. If you rarely forget, you're gonna remember I didn't brush my teeth. You don't have to even think about it. Well, habits are like that. Our lives are like that. Our lives are a series of beliefs and habits. And those habits are mental diehard. Those habits are ingrained in our brain. Once you repeat an action, it affects and brings about changes in your physiological brain. And when the occasion come up, when something happened that triggers that, it's going to automatically play it. Even though you say you're not going to eat that donut, you're not going to eat those sweets, you're going to eat right. When the occasion comes, you do it anyway because it's a habit. People feel bad about themselves. They don't have discipline. No, that's not the problem. The problem is that you have a habit. If the audio is going to play, automatically it's going to click. You're going to play it like a robot. See, when I discovered that, then I got into, wait a minute. If everything is mine and we all have power and thoughts are things, you can change your thoughts. You can change those habits by replacing them with another habit. Once I learned that, the light bulb went on. It's like, okay, now we're rolling. Now we're rocking. That's one of my favorite parts of my mindset. Go ahead.
I think one of the words that they used to use back in the days when we were together in person was self-limiting beliefs. And
yes,
that as the belief that you're talking about limited you as your comfort zone. You would not go outside. You wouldn't even entertain a belief beyond that, even if they were there in writing or on TV or in a book, video. It doesn't matter. We just we limited ourselves. And so you're talking about in your books, your educational material, your seminars, the things that you do. You're talking about how you change that limiting belief to an open-ended belief, or a world in which you're welcoming new thought patterns, for lack of a better word, because I'm trying to think of what it really is. It's a manifestation of something that you're not aware of that you're going to consider seriously.
Exactly. It's something that I like the way you said that. It's limiting beliefs. See, a belief is one thing, but when that belief becomes a habit, that belief causes you to act in certain ways. And when you act in certain ways and you repeat them, it become habits. This is why when you say, I'm not going to bite my nails, I know a bit about that. And you find yourself doing it because it's a habit. It's an ingrained habit. It's like playing a recording of your favorite song. Whenever you want to hear that song, whether it's now or 5 years from now, you go and play that song, whether it's on YouTube, in your car, on your phone, wherever, you're going to play that song. It's already there. Well, those habits, those beliefs, those habits fueled by those beliefs are automatic mental machines. They're going to play. They're going to play. But you can stop them because you can control and you can change your thoughts. You can stop them with effort and knowing a procedure or technique. You can absolutely stop it. You can absolutely wipe it out and change the pattern. Once you change the pattern, you're going to start doing a new thing. If you keep doing that new thing, it's like a farmer planting a seed. I always say everything is a result of something. A farmer tills the soil and plants the seed and nurtures the soil. Okay. And it's going to grow. So once you change your habits, that new habit, if you repeat it, it has to bear that fruit. It has to bear fruit. It is universal law. Doesn't care about who you are, where you're from, how old you are, what race you are, or none of that stuff. They are automatic mental machines, and this is universal law.
Well, we're getting ready to go to a commercial break here very quickly in the next few seconds. So when we come back, I'd like to continue on this topic of habits because I think it's, why do we have an extra 30 pounds around our gut? It's a habit. Why do we, go to church on Sunday? It's a habit. We have habits, and let's continue down that road. So let's go to commercial break, and we'll be right back.
Get ready to wear the brand that's changing the world of media. Introducing the official USA Global TV and Radio online store. From our TV show hosts to our incredible global guests, you asked, we delivered. Rep your appearance with pride. Whether you've been on air, hosted a show, or tuned in, we have something just for you. Visit us at usaglobaltvradioshoп.myspreadshop.com and start shopping today. Check back frequently. We're dropping fresh new designs all the time. Showcase your role in our global community. These designs celebrate your voice, your story, your presence. It's more than just merchandise. It's a movement of hope, inspiration, education, and elevated listening. Head to usaglobaltvradioshoп.myspreadshop.com. Your spotlight awaits. USA Global TV and Radio. Elevate your style. Elevate the world.
Howdy, already Laughlin. Again, we're on the Corner Bookstore on the USA Global TV and Radio Network. My guest today is author of many different media, double doctorate, the Dean of Dynamic Results, Dr. Tamir Qadree. Please join me again.
Glad to be back. Thank you.
Okay, we were talking a little bit about habits, and we talked I brought up the deal, weight. We have a habit of eating certain things all the time. We go to a restaurant, fast food, doesn't matter. We have the same thing. It's a habit. So how do we break a habit? How do we even know if we have a habit to break?
That's a very, very good question. And the first thing is the how, but the most important thing is why. Why do we have these habits? We have these habits because we want to live, we want to survive, we want to thrive. We want to live, survive, and thrive. So we do those things which we think are going to assist us in that. Okay, we do those things. We see, most of the time we really don't know we have a negative habit. We think that we're a bad person, we don't have the discipline, we're not good enough, all those things. That's when self-esteem comes in. The low self-esteem will begin to beat you up. And that's that ego. That's the ego part of it, where it beats you up. You ain't good enough. You'll never turn out to be nothing or whatever. You're not like those people. You can't write a book. You can't possibly sing. You can't possibly build a successful business, $1 million business or $500,000 business or whatever. You can't possibly get a doctorate or something like that. Those kind of thoughts. And those thoughts are really from our environment, who we're around. You're very, very, very powerful. Who your environment is. What's your environment? Who are the people you hang around? Who are the people you talk to? What conversations you having every day? What are you watching on TV every day? If you're watching a lot of TV, please cut it out, stop it. If you're spending 5 hours a day watching TV, 2 hours a day, unless it's something that's educational, something's going to aid your in achieving your goal, I recommend you stop it. If you're watching a lot of the news, it's enticing. I know it is, especially now. I recommend you stop it. Here's why. Because you pick up those habits that do not serve your purpose. See, we all have 1,440 minutes in a day, 86,400 seconds in a day. So time is valuable. That's your most valuable asset. So one habit you want to develop is the habit of spending time with yourself, of working on you, working on your goals, your dreams, your aspirations. You want to develop those habits. When something happens you don't want to do, when you know you should get up at a certain time, when you know you need to be on the phone or be on prospecting, be on networking calls or working with clients, when you know you should be finishing that project, set aside a time for it, what you need to do is when the occasion comes to say, nah, I can put it off, I'll do it tomorrow, or I'm not ready. When that happens, you need to say one word, no, 2 syllables, no. There's a lot of power in saying no. Once you say no, then you do the opposite on purpose. See, when you wake up in the morning, life is a game. the way I look at it. It's a game, like playing a basketball game. And you prepare yourself by practicing the reading, the seminars, the studying, the all those things are practicing like you're shooting shots at a hoop. You're practicing. Because I guarantee you, I want you to know something. I want my students to know one thing. You're going to be challenged when you make that statement. I'm going to eat better. I'm going to drink more water. You're going to be challenged. Somebody gonna stick a Coca-Cola in your face, I guarantee you. Somebody gonna offer you a cocktail, I guarantee you. Someone's gonna offer you that donut. Someone's gonna tell you something on TV that's juicy, something on the news or a new movie. They're gonna tell you that. Now you had already planned to do something that you're not gonna do a certain thing, and you're gonna work on this at a certain time of the day. But I guarantee you're gonna be waylaid. Now, here's what I teach my people, my students, my friends. Be ready. If you get ready and stay ready, you don't have to get ready. It's going to come at you. When it comes at you, you want to purposely say, no, I did it last night. Say no. Something I didn't want to do, no. It came to me, I say no. Once you say no and keep doing that, and then replace that no, which you said no to, with the opposite habit. You don't want to leave a void. You don't want to leave a void. You want to put something else there. That new habit begins to create physiological grooves in your brain. And then it'd be just as easy to do the thing you want to do as it was to do the thing you didn't want to do. And the results are markedly different.
You know, Dr. Qadree, one of the things I do every month is a 72-hour fast. Most of the time it turns into 100, 120, 150 hours. And to do it cold turkey, it's difficult. I can do it. I've done it. But, you know, when I tell my wife, you know, okay, next Monday I'm going to start, all of a sudden that 2 or 3 days, I get my mind prepared. As you're talking about, you know something's going to happen. Prepare yourself for that situation. And when I do that, it's super simple. I can go by some place and smell some absolutely great food, but I don't have any hunger for it. Any other time I drive down that same road and I'm not on a fast, well, that's a really smell. It's a different feeling that hits the body when you prepare your mind in advance. So for me, that's one of the things I've observed.
Yeah, and what happens is, in the analogy you gave, once you decide you're not going to do a certain thing, and you actually say no to it, and you do that no like 2 or 3 times in a day, or 2 or 3 times when it comes to you, it becomes easier and easier. Now, here's what's going to happen suddenly. You do that suddenly when you drive past that restaurant or that area where that food smell is, suddenly it won't have that same pull on you. Even though you're not fasting, you'll have power over it. I'm going to tell you something. You want to feel powerful? Once you do a habit, I call it repeal and replace, like they do in politics. They repeal a law, they replace a law. You want to repeal and replace one habit because habits are mental machines. They become your law. Here's why they become your law, because you're gonna do it. It's like having like a law. Yeah, you made your own law. Okay, so you're gonna repeal that, replace it. Now, when you go out, when you're not doing your fast, when you're not practicing it, that automatic machine is gonna kick in. You won't even think about doing it. It won't have the same pull on you. You can smell it and say, nice smell. Okay, boom, keep on going. You'll gain so much power doing it. Now you have power over it. It doesn't control you. Not saying you're not going to like the smell, not saying you're not going to think about it, but you won't do it unless and until you want to do it. Now you're not a zombie. Otherwise, you're a puppet. You want to move from being a puppet to being the puppet master. Master yourself.
Dr. Qadree, backstage before we started, you introduced me to a term that I've been dying to ask you about. And I said we'd probably talk about it toward the end of the show. Transmutation of sexual energy. Did I get that right?
You got it right. There's no particular way to say it, but you got it right. Yes.
So tell me more about that.
Interesting. Well, Napoleon Hill in Think and Grow Rich, he talked about sexual transmutation. Have you read that book? I'm sure you have.
Yes.
Think and Grow Rich. Okay. He talked about sexual transmutation and how the most successful people you've ever studied, I think he studied over 400 of them, they understood the power of transmuting sexual energy. Now, here's where it gets tough at, or where it gets a little strange. In that book and other books that people talk about that, or they'll mention that, no one tells you how to do it. They say what? They don't tell you how to do it. They don't have techniques or show you how. In other words, like concentration. Everybody say focus, the power of focus. But I haven't read a book to show you how to focus. I've heard people talk about it, but how do I focus? How do you concentrate? What do you mean how? Got a friend of mine who's deceased now, good friend of mine, very good friend of mine. He said, focus. I said, how? Focus, concentrate. How? He said, concentrate. I said, how? He didn't know how. Let's get back to sexual transmutation. Okay, the energy of sex for the physical value act of sex is one of the most overrated things there is. Yes, the sexual act, the physical act of sex and its enjoyment is one of the most overrated things we can do. It's the strongest energy we have to pull on us in society, that sexual energy. It is the most underrated for the value of creation. You see, you take that sperm and that ovum when they unite and you get the zygote and whatever, the fetus and the embryo and whatever order they go. I get confused sometimes, order they go, and that child is born. That child is a baby. That child becomes a toddler, 10 years old, 15, 30, 20, 40. And that child, at some point in their lives, begin to create. Whether you're an Einstein, whether you're the Wright brothers, whether you're Michael Jordan, whether you're Bruce Lee, whether you're a great physicist or whatever, they create things in society. So if you look around you, all the things you see in society, the buildings, the airplanes, the technology, and all those things, all the beautiful things you see, the beautiful island structures and the hotels and resorts, the music, all those things you see, including the clothing, anything you think of, those things, okay, are a result of the human being that created them. Everybody can see that. Okay. They're a result of who created them. That person come from that sperm and that ovum. So let's backtrack that. All the beautiful things you see come out of the mind of that person. That person came from that sperm and ovum. That sperm and ovum is a result of that sexual, is that energy, that life energy. Okay? So let's look at it again. Sexual energy. The things you see created come from someone, out of someone's mind. That mind, that person, that body came from the parent, but the recipient was the beginning was the sperm and the ovum uniting. That uniting was a result of sexual energy, sexual desire. Okay, so you see how sexual energy is powerful. It's the creative force. It's what we use to create. Yes. So when the urge comes to have sex, when you just want to have sex, you have this teeny urge down in your genital area. There's a way to transmute that. Take that same energy. It's the same energy that built the airplane. It's the same energy that allowed Einstein to do what he do. It's the same energy to use for all creativity. It's the same energy that create worlds and universal worlds. The same energy. You take the same energy and bring it up from the lower regions of your spine, your chakra, your genital area, to the top, to the brain area. See, there's a way when you have that urge, that's a creative urge. That's what creates. It's not just a baby. See, if that energy, that sperm and ovum can create a human being, can you see the power you have? It's only a matter of now transmuting that energy into spiritual energy, into powerful energy to create versus dissipating it and running to just have physical sex. Physical sex is good. I'm not against sex. I'm not saying be celibate. It's good. But it's overrated in that we see it in commercials. Everything we do is sexualized. Everything we do is make, and here's the problem. The problem is not that it's sexualized, the sexual energy, is that we use it mainly physically, and we wonder why we have so much depression, peevishness, melancholia, anger, and so much frustration, because we take that energy, we don't channel it right. If we use that energy more for creativity than unnecessary activity, we'll get more productivity, we'll create more, we'll have more successes. So all great minds that are successful, they've done that whether they know it or not. That's how you create. So sexual energy, again, the act of sex is probably the most overrated thing we do. Okay. And for the creative value, the sexual energy, sexual transmutation teaches you that it is the most underrated for the value it brings. We underrate that. Very powerful energy, very powerful subject. We can go on and on and on. We don't have enough time for that. Very powerful. There are techniques that I have that were passed down to me from the ancients of how to do that. And they work. They will work right now if you did it and took your time and do it. The next time you get a sexual urge, I did one of my clients like this. I gave him a little technique. He called back, Dr. Qadree, it worked. It worked. Yes, it did. Now, the thing is this. They have the discipline to do it when that urge hits you. That urge is so strong The most powerful urge in our system is so strong, the thing is to have the habit to remember to do it. That's the thing. Once you remember to do it, it becomes a habit. Then you have control. Okay. And the third thing is the environment. You have to see environment is stronger than willpower. You have to watch your environment. And all these things begin to come into focus, and you'll begin to reap different benefits in your favor.
Okay, so
Hope that makes sense.
part of the how do you do it is developing that channel that allows you to take that potential and actually have productivity out of it, as opposed to just truncating it and never gets anywhere.
Yeah, it's supposed to just dissipating it. See, those are thousands of soldiers. Those are microscopic brains. Each cell of that chemical compound. Okay, those are thousands of microscopic brains, soldiers of intelligence. And when you utilize them just for sexual pleasure, see what you're doing. You're releasing those soldiers just out. Boom, boom. Those same soldiers can be rechanneled and used to create. That's how you create everything. That's how this computer's created. That's how you're created. I'm created. So if that sperm and ovum can create a whole human being, look at the power we have within us. But we have to understand that and begin to utilize it. That's power.
Dr. Qadree, we're running toward the end of the show. I promised you some time that you could tell people, how do they reach you? How do they get in touch with you? How do they get your products, your services? And do you have anything coming up that you want to tell the world about? So it's your stage right now.
Great. Thank you. Well, you can go to my website at tamirqadree.com and go ahead and browse around, check out my ebook library, audio library. I also offer a 30-minute complimentary strategic planning session, and you can reach me at coach.thedeanofdynamicresults.com. That's my calendar, coach.thedeanofdynamicresults.com. Get on my calendar for a 30-minute complimentary strategic planning session. Now, here's something about my calendar. My calendar is not a sales call. I am not trying to sell you anything on my calendar. I don't want your money on my calendar. Here's why. I don't know if I want to work with you. I don't know if I'm a match for you. I don't know if what I have is going to fit you. So I'm not some kind of guy to get you on my calendar and try to sign you up for coaching. No, we have to have a few sessions for me to determine that and for you to determine that. Number two, go ahead and download my free checklist called Don't Play Yourself, Play Lotto. You want to play, go play Lotto. Don't play yourself. And you go to learn.tamirqadree.com to get that checklist. Go ahead and download that. Learn.tamirqadree.com to download my checklist, keys to empowerment in 14 to 31 days. Doesn't mean you're going to be the superstar in 31 to 14 days or 14 to 31 days. It means you're going to start to develop the habits that put you on your path to doing that. Lastly, I'd like to welcome you to download and get a copy of that ebook called Click and Grow Rich. Click and Grow Rich is a fascinating book I wrote in 2008. It's just what it says, Click and Grow Rich. Okay, it walks you through certain habits that you can use daily, and you could use to bring you up and to tap into your own power. You'll start seeing results right away if you did that. When I say results, I don't mean you're going to be a millionaire tomorrow. That's not what I mean. You're going to feel better. You're going to see a noticeable change in what you do, and people around you are going to see a change. That's Click and Grow Rich. It's only $7.99. Hey, drop in the bucket. Go ahead and download that book, Click and Grow Rich. Go to my website, tamirqadree.com. There you have it.
Well, Dr. Qadree, I really truly appreciate your time today. I'm glad we were able to connect and have some time together, because it's something I've missed for quite a while. So, and again, I welcome you back in the future. I look forward to that. And with that, I'm going to conclude our show today, and I wish you the absolute best.
It's an honor and a pleasure, Red. Seeing you again, my friend. See you on the other side of prosperity, success, and abundance. And let's blast a hole through the universe together. I'm not trying to just reach goals. I want to blast a hole in the universe, and I want to take other people like yourself with me.
Take care. We'll catch you later. Red O'Loughlin here. We're concluding the Corner Bookstore on the USA Global TV and Radio Network. Next in about 18 minutes, actually, is The Wise Ones, and that's my next show. So please join me. Take care. Bye, y'all.
Thank you, viewers and listeners of USA Global TV and Radio, for joining us today. We're honoured to have your time and attention as part of our global community. At USA Global TV and Radio, we believe in the power of authentic conversations, meaningful connections, and creating a world of possibilities together. Want to be part of something bigger? Join our team of elevated listeners at usaglobaltv.com, a space where your voice matters and your ability to listen transforms relationships. Stay connected with us across all our platforms for thought-provoking discussions, expert insights, and empowering stories. Subscribe to our channels at youtube.com/c/USA Global TV. Follow us on social media and explore the endless opportunities we're creating for growth, learning, and inspiration. Together, we're not just broadcasting, we're building bridges and changing lives one conversation at a time. For inquiries, contact us at info@usaglobaltv.com. Music by Johnny Dyes. Produced by Executive Producer and Director Dr. Jacqueline Kerbeck. Voiceover by Mike Porter. Creative direction by Paul Garcia. All rights reserved. Copyright 2025. Visit usaglobaltv.com to view our full terms and conditions.